You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on ABC 7 News at 4, and it is a hot Tuesday, July 17th. Temperatures are soaring once again, and we talked about this yesterday. The high dew point temperature creating dangerous heat indices, 103 right now. That's what it feels like. And guess what? It's not going away anytime soon either. We're going to continue to see this high dew point reading as a result of a high pressure ridge to the south of us and a trough of low pressure over the southeast. That trough right now is moving through parts of North Florida, and that means we're going to see those storms mainly to the north of us. But with high pressure to the south, we're going to continue to see this westerly flow, and that brings these popcorn showers that you see out there in the Gulf onshore overnight as well. But the main focus of storms, once again, is the inland counties pushing off to the east. There's not much going on near the coast. If we see anything at all this evening, there'll be one or two lone showers here for the next couple of hours, with the heaviest activity by far into places like East Manatee, East Sarasota, Hardee, DeSoto, and Highlands counties. This particular forecast model suggesting one or two lone showers making their way onshore. That'll be about it. And then maybe a little bit better chance for some morning showers to develop and work their way onshore. But with that west wind and high dew point, expect the heat to go on. Well, much more on that coming up a little bit later. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you so much. We begin with some breaking news today out of Northport. The discovery of a toddler who disappeared from her home this morning. The community quickly helped search for Ava Natalia Perry. Now, sadly, Ava died after she was found not far from her home. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez is at the scene right now with the latest on the investigation. Rebecca?
Good evening, guys. Well, it's a very scary and heartbreaking story. Ava Perry was playing here in her backyard with her sister when she disappeared. About an hour later, police were notified and immediately put helicopters in the air and crews around the neighborhood searching for that missing child. Even panicked neighbors were helping with the search, just hoping Ava was found safely. She was found shortly after in a canal about half a mile away from her home. Police believe she fell into the fast-moving stream behind her house and got pulled south with the current. Neighbors tell us she unfortunately did not know how to swim. We're told Ava was still alive when rescue crews found her. They performed CPR as they rushed her to the hospital, but Ava died at around 1 o'clock this afternoon. And many of the homes here in this neighborhood do not have fences in their backyard and are just a few feet away from the canal. Her parents were home at the time, so police say this is still a very active investigation. Reporting for now live from Northport, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you guys.
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much. Another big story we're following this afternoon going on right now, the Sarasota County School Board meeting with three possible big developments: the annual review of the superintendent, the new police chief is being introduced, and two school board members are now the focus of a lawsuit. ABC 7's Taylor Torgano joins us now live from outside of the school board chambers with what more is going on there today. Taylor?
Good evening, Scott. Tonight, this board has the power to fire Superintendent Todd Bowden. It's been quite the eventful year for the Sarasota County School District. Months of going back and forth with the sheriff's office finally resulted in a school safety plan just last month. Come August 13th, a brand new school police force will report for duty. So what will the board have to say in its review of the superintendent? Safety seems to be at the forefront of everyone's mind, but recently it's come at the cost of some work relationships. Now, I'm told this meeting could go a number of ways, but tonight the chair of the board tells me whatever they decide, she just hopes that there is a thorough discussion first. Rick Adams and I will have live updates for you at 5 and 6 p.m. on Channel 7. I'm live at the chambers. Taylor Torgano, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Taylor, thank you so much. Now to a wrong-way crash on I-75 in Sarasota County caught on camera. One of our viewers witnessed it and sent us this video. Sheriff's deputies were chasing the driver in the Venice area late this morning when the driver got onto I-75 going the wrong direction. The driver eventually crashed and was taken to Venice Hospital for treatment. Deputies say the driver is facing drug charges, among others. New at 4, new details about a death and other incidents at Walt Disney World. The park says a 70-year-old man died in a wave pool last month after having a heart attack. A report released yesterday also says a 43-year-old man on the Epcot ride, The Mission, briefly lost consciousness, and a 27-year-old woman went into labor after going on a bumpy safari ride at the Animal Kingdom in April. President Trump is going back on his comments after publicly siding with Russian President Vladimir Putin over U.S. intelligence. A short time ago, he told reporters and lawmakers that he misspoke when he dismissed allegations of Russian meddling in the 2016 elections. He says he accepts the U.S. intelligence community's conclusions. Meanwhile, Russian officials hailing the summit as a resounding success. It's being called one of Barack Obama's highest profile speeches since he left office. The former president arrived to a standing ovation at Mandela Day in South Africa today. He addressed some 15,000 people in Johannesburg. The former president took aim at strongman politics, urging people around the world to respect human rights and other values now under threat.
Look around. Strongman politics are ascendant, suddenly, whereby elections and some pretense of democracy are maintained, the form of it, but those in power seek to undermine every institution or norm that gives democracy meaning.
Today's event marked the 100th anniversary of Mandela's birth. New developments in the more than 2,500 people who filed lawsuits against MGM following the massacre in Las Vegas. The company is now countersuing. MGM Resorts claims it has no liability for deaths or injuries in that mass shooting and is now suing those victims. The gunman shot and killed 58 people and injured 850 others from a room at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. MGM, the owner of that hotel, claims it took reasonable steps to try to prevent that tragedy. Two shark attacks within minutes of each other along Florida's east coast. In one incident, Dustin Thiebold and his 8-year-old son were surfing off Fernandina Beach near Jacksonville when he felt something bite into his right foot. He's now telling his story from his hospital bed with his foot bandaged up. He's reliving the experience most people think of as their worst nightmare, but what happened was no joke.
My thought was shore, get to shore. And I mean, I was in knee-deep water, so I was just hobbling out. You know, I got out on my own. I got to the edge of the water, and the lifeguard came and got me. And the people that I were ushering in, as soon as they saw the blood coming off my foot, they really got out of the water then.
City Fire Department received a call about 3 minutes after attending to Thiebold that a second person had been bitten. That second victim's name has not been released, but is said to be doing okay. Whale sharks were once thought to be a fairly uncommon sight here on the Suncoast, but now they're becoming a more frequent sight. A viewer, Randy O'Daniel, taking this video over the weekend of a whale shark off the Suncoast. Several were also spotted and tagged by Mote Marine Lab earlier this summer. And if you have an opinion on shark-based fishing, FWC is giving you a chance to speak up. Back in April, FWC put together new rules for fishing practice of going for sharks because of growing demands to restrict or ban shark fishing from beaches, piers, and bridges. One of the proposals under consideration would require a specific permit and limit how the fishing can take place. FWC is hosting a series of public workshops on shark fishing, and the first one will be in Bradenton tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the State College of Florida Library and Learning Center. Still more to come on ABC 7's News at 4. A harrowing rescue, all caught on camera, of a man stuck in a dangerous rapids in California. The reminder police are giving to everyone this summer. Plus, a tour guide gone wrong in Hawaii when a lava bomb lands on top of a tour boat.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
When you are home alone, an emergency can become a tragedy. However, with any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, whether in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower,
at home,
help, I've fallen and I can't get up,
and on the go.
Help, I've fallen in the park and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-518-0221. That's 1-800-518-0221. Call now, 1-800-518-0221. For a free brochure, call 1-800-518-0221.
Hello, I'm John Merce. Rugs As Art is celebrating yet another anniversary, and I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for the many years of continuous support. All during the month of July, we're having a grand celebration. We have flooded our showroom with yellow tag specials, meaning more discounts and more savings than ever before, plus free padding. So don't miss this anniversary celebration at Rugs As Art, Sarasota's bigger and better area rug superstore.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
A Bradenton woman is speaking out for the first time after finding her mother murdered last week in North Sarasota. Police arresting the victim's husband, charging him with stabbing his wife to death. Tonight, her daughter warns about domestic violence. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live from the Sarasota County Jail. And Jess, what's the victim's daughter saying tonight?
Well, Scott, that victim's daughter, Laura Sikora, her stepfather, Spencer Sanders, is in jail here at the Sarasota County Jail for allegedly killing her mother, Blanca Sanders. And this isn't the first time he's been here to the Sarasota County Jail. He was just here about a month and a half ago for allegedly trying to strangle Blanca. So now the stepdaughter is warning people about domestic violence. Sikora wouldn't talk about her stepfather or her mother's death. She wants the community to remember her mother for more than that. Sikora describing her mother as always caring and happy. She's asking anyone who may be going through any kind of situation, whether it be domestic violence or issues with mental health, to seek help because it could have saved her mother's life.
No, I actually wanted to call her a couple nights ago and talk to her. But then I realized where her phone is and why her phone's there. I'm still in shock. A lot of shock.
Sikora's mother is from Hungary. That's where Sikora wants to take her mother's ashes and lay her to rest. However, she can't afford it at this point in time, so she did start a GoFundMe account to raise money for that flight back to Hungary and for her mother's cremation. You can find a link to that on our website, mysuncoast.com. Also, if you are a victim of domestic violence, we have links and resources for you there as well. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you so much. To make up for a significant budget gap this upcoming fiscal year, Sarasota City Commissioners approve a property tax hike. When the county could no longer afford to maintain 5 parks within the city, the county handed over the responsibility to the city. But the city didn't have the money in its budget to take care of those parks, so in a 3-2 vote, commissioners agreed to raise property taxes in what will amount to, on average, an $18 increase per year. Well, we all know how frustrating rush hour traffic can be, but we never expect road rage to end like this. Take a look at this video out of Ormond Beach, just north of Daytona, and watch as 2 men approach the BMW and reach in for the driver. That driver then resists, pulls forward, backs up one of the men's feet, and then hits the other man, throwing him over the hood of the car. Police say the chaos started miles away, and the 2 men followed the BMW driver to a gas station. Scary video out of Wisconsin shows a biker falling into a drawbridge. At the bottom of your screen, you see the woman on the bike maneuver past the arms, which are down. She continues on and then will fall right into the bridge opening. The woman suffered facial injuries but did not fall into the water. Several people who witnessed what happened helped get her out. Check out this dramatic water rescue caught on camera from California. Police had to use a helicopter to hoist a man to safety after he got stuck in some dangerous rapids. This all started when the man was swimming in a much calmer area of that river. When he swam into deeper water, the current swept him away. Rescuers say even though the rock where he got stuck looks close to shore, the rushing water could have easily overtaken him and swept him downstream. Authorities say this is a great reminder to always wear a life jacket. Well, Rolls-Royce is unveiling its version of a flying taxi. It can seat 4 to 5 people. The electric hybrid is a vertical takeoff and landing concept vehicle. It relies on gas turbine-powered batteries to run those 6 propellers and can go up to 250 miles an hour. Rolls-Royce says it's now looking for partners to help make this vehicle available and a reality by the early 2020s. Something to watch for. And take a look at this treasure trove a woman in Georgia found inside an old projector from Goodwill. She's now hoping to find the family the photographs belong to. The slides don't have names or locations, but they leave behind subtle clues. The family may have had military ties, the children dressed alike and formally. The photos feature cars from the mid to late 1950s, and the projector's box had just one word scribbled on it: the state of Kansas. Hope they can find that owner. Now let's go to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for our first alert forecast. Bob?
Yeah, and with social media out there on a lot of the shares, I'm sure that something may come up on that. Viewer photos from yesterday. The sunset was gorgeous again. Cindy Desmond sending that one in. Fred Seeger with the sea oats there, and a nice shot from Susan Humphreys at Terracea. And it looks as though we'll see another gorgeous sunset tonight. Here, the Lakewood Ranch webcam showing occasional showers around earlier today, not many, and they weren't around all that long either as they're moving to the east at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. The radar picture is depicting some showers out in the Gulf of Mexico, mainly inland storms this afternoon though. Heat index, it's already there, it's 103. That's going to continue to be an issue over the upcoming days as that westerly component will not go away anytime soon. And there's a good possibility we'll see some overnight showers and storms. A little bit better chance, I think, tonight and tomorrow night due to the fact that we have this trough of low pressure over the southeast United States. Well, speaking of the radar, you can see these popcorn showers every once in a while popping up in the Gulf of Mexico and moving on shore. So don't expect a lot of heavy rainfall for a long duration, but you may have to postpone activities just for a little while and then resume them again. These showers are trying to make it to the coast, but not having much success at all. You'll see this one just to the southwest of Venice pop up and then quickly go away. I think a little bit better chance of those to hold on later on tonight, but boy, some bigger storms inland. These showers that are located right here were about 16 miles away. Not going to make it all the way, but these will have a little bit better chance in about 2 hours from now as they push to the northeast at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. Well, rainfall has been spotty today, not much activity at all, and it looks like we'll see just sporadic showers along the coast through the next several hours with the heavier storms on the east coast. Not much. Bigger storms expected to the north of us, though. And that's a result of a trough of low pressure, which is diving over the southeast United States. And this trough of low pressure will bring us that west wind because it knocked the high pressure ridge well down to our south, and the trough itself becoming a little bit more active over the northern Gulf of Mexico. I think they have a better chance, much better chance north of Tampa for some heavier rainfall to move onshore. But we too will have some scattered showers in the morning especially and into the early afternoon along the coast with the heavier storms in the interior portion of our viewing area throughout the late day. Now, the GOES satellite imagery shows that trough digging across the southeast United States. You'll see an explosion of storms over North Florida near Jacksonville today, some heavy weather all the way up to Savannah, Georgia. A lot of times this time of season, we'll have to keep an eye on this. None of the models are suggesting anything at this point, but when a trough digs down into the Gulf with water temperatures around 90, there's always a possibility of a little spin up, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. 75, it has cooled in Jacksonville considerably. 91 now in Sarasota, the same in Key West, and temperatures fairly uniform as a result of lack of rainfall here, upper 80s to near 90 degrees, but the real story is the heat index, and that is 100 to 105 degrees, and right now it's 103 at the Sarasota airport. Stay hydrated if you're going to be outdoors. Seek shade is the best idea, and also air conditioning if you can help it. Southwest winds 5 to 10 knots, picking up tomorrow to 15 knots on Wednesday. Seas will be right around 2 feet. You'll have to dodge a few showers in the morning if you're going to be boating, but you should not be washed out. Here's the 7-day forecast then. 40% chance for a few morning showers and then inland storms in the afternoon. We dropped down a little bit on Friday at 30%, and Saturday looks good. Again, we'll still see that potential for a few morning showers, though. And then Sunday, we bounce back up to 40. I think that west wind will continue all the way through Sunday, so that heat index will be up there to 100 to 105. Well, I got to tell you, the weather app, I just updated the Engage video, a little 30-second clip of what's going on. So if you're not near a TV, you can always check in on those videos to see what's happening. John and I update those regularly throughout the day and throughout the evening, especially if there's rough weather around. On top of that, you can do what I told you before, you know, track hurricanes, track tropical systems, track where lightning is and where the storms may be moving as well. So download that, go to your app store, and it's free. That's what I like about it too.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. Price is right.
That's right.
All right, let's talk about what's happening in Hawaii this week. One person still recovering in the hospital after a lava bomb hit a tour boat there. A group on the boat was getting a close look when a clump of molten rock sent into the air by the erupting volcano ripped through the fabric roof of the boat. Nearly 24 people were then hurt.
Yeah, a little too soon, I guess, for that. A witness says one person was taken off the boat on a stretcher and the others walked off with burns and gashes on their legs. The Hawaii County Fire Department says a woman with the most severe injuries has a broken femur.
Yeah, they've now since changed the rules for those tour boats. They have to stay farther away.
I would imagine.
They can still go out there, but they can't get this close as that boat was. Well, it wasn't a good play, but a dust devil made a baseball tournament in Missouri come to a standstill. Take a look at this. The rotating column of air swirled around and swept across the field as everyone just kind of watched. The phenomenon lasted for more than 30 seconds. I guess dust devils of this are kind of notorious around baseball fields. We see these videos every so often, Bob.
Yeah, and here's the thing with these. It's heat obviously getting dispersed. When there's unequal temperature differences like the field, the grass, and then you have the infield being a different colored clay sometimes. Those two differences in temperature creates a little bit of a twist in the atmosphere. On top of that, very hot conditions as well are a result of that. And we saw a couple of porta potties just a couple of months ago. We saw it on the internet get ripped apart by a dust devil. They can get up to 3,000 feet. The winds can get as high as 65 miles an hour, but typically they're a lot less, around 40.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty impressive. Thanks, Bob. Well, archaeologists in Jordan have new findings of food made 4,000 years before the advent of agriculture, a discovery that's still enjoying to this day.
I'm Joey Panic of Suncoast View. Coming up Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., we're going to take you behind the scenes of the Katazan at Ringling Museum. We'll meet the man in charge of keeping John and Mabel Ringling's home restored and beautiful. Plus, an expert will train us for obstacle course races, and Baker and wife will join us in the kitchen. That's coming up Wednesday at 9 a.m.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
When ABC7 declares a First Alert Weather Day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Sun Coast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a First Alert Weather Day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Find out first at 4 on the Suncoast with ABC 7 News at 4. ABC 7 News at 4 starts with a detailed look at your first alert weather forecast to help you plan and prepare. We give you a fresh, fast-paced rundown of the day's top stories and videos, including breaking news, live updates, and traffic hotspots, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4, weekdays on ABC 7.
Is the bread in your fridge past its sell-by date? Well, it's not nearly as old as a flatbread that was found at an archaeological site in Jordan's Black Desert. Researchers believe the burnt remains were baked more than 14,000 years ago. In addition to being a really, really long time ago, that was also 4,000 years before farming was common. And we just getting started here on ABC 7. Here's a look at some of the stories we are working on for you tonight. Demolition of the iconic Anna Maria Island Pier is now underway. The pier was known for its stunning old-time Florida views and memorialized wooden planks. Coming up at 5, we'll have more on the demolition and the funding going into the renovation. And then at 6, Holmes Beach will now have license plate readers on the island, why some believe the new addition is an invasion of privacy. Now back to Bob Harrigan for a final look at our evening forecast. Bob?
Thanks, Scott, and a hot one it is. Right now, temperatures into the upper 80s to low 90s, and heat indices up at near 100 to 105. We are expecting not 55 mile-an-hour winds, but 5 to 15. We'll have partly cloudy skies, a few showers out there, possibly rolling in, but they'll be very isolated for your evening walk on the beach. 91 degrees our current temp, and the humidity is up there at 60%. Now, there's been a lot of rain to the north of us associated with a trough of low pressure right here. This trough, by the way, continues to dig down across the southeast United States. And with that in position, high pressure continues to dominate the weather right there, and that brings us that onshore flow. And that's going to continue, it looks like, over the upcoming days. We'll have more on this coming up at 5. And we'll talk about the tropics. There's not a lot going on in the tropics right now, but we are anticipating a few isolated showers popping up here and there. You can see a few well offshore now. If these were to hold on, it would take about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get toward the coast. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. And thank you for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. Hope to see you again in about 30 minutes.